How you going? Today I'm going to brew a session IPA, a beer that I don't normally brew all the time. I'm normally brewing heavier beers, but I wanted to get my hands on something lighter, something that will fill the keg, and that's something that'll just keep everyone happy on a hot day that without getting you too hammered. So if you want to know how to brew a session IPA, check this video out. Cheers. Well, check out my new toy. This thing can fit about 2.5, 3 kilos of grain. I've got about 2.5 in that at the moment, so this is bang on. This is awesome. It goes so quick. Look at that. That is the finished product. That is bloody beautiful. Got to be happy with that. Grinds it up pretty well. Just cracks it just enough. And you can see most of the chunks are still intact, you know, and you've still got all the bodies of the grain that's going to hold together and form a bit of a filter in the mash. So this is going to be good. Ingredients for this one are 3.75 kilos of Marisota. I've got 350 grams of wheat. I've got 200 grams of carapils, and I'm using 100 grams of acidulated malt or sour grapes. The hop additions, we have 10 grams of Amarillo at 60 minutes. We have 15 grams of Azacca at 20 minutes in the whirlpool. Sorry, for a 20-minute whirlpool. And then for dry hops, we have 50 grams of Amarillo and 50 grams of Simcoe, and we'll dry hop those for 5 days. Just for the Simcoe hop addition, I'm actually going to use Cryo Simcoe, so I'm actually going to tone it down just a little bit and only use about 30 grams of the Cryo Simcoe. My water volumes, I'm mashing in with 17 litres of water. That allows for any grain absorption, any losses due to the heat, and then I'm going to sparge with 15 litres. So my start boil gravity should be around that 25 litre mark, because I am expecting to lose a little bit of water in the grain. So hopefully this works out. My mash steps, 68 degrees for 60 minutes. That's the mash in. I'll mash out at 76 for 10 minutes, and then I'll be boiling for 10 minutes. I'll be boiling for 60 minutes. So yeah, hopefully you guys can follow along with this one. I'll try and keep it short and sweet, so you guys at home can try and follow and learn how to brew a delicious session IPA. It's a little bit of brewing salts. It's what is it? It's potassium metabosulfite. What does it do? I don't know. In particular, I don't know exactly what it does, but it improves your brew water, apparently. So it helps with the mash pH. So I've yet to learn about chemistry of water brewing, but it's something is definitely on my list to learn. Alright, so we're at 68 degrees now. I've got my mashing temp. This little unit gets to tell me what my temp is because it's all built in. But if you're doing like brew in a bag method, you can just use a little remote thermometer, stick it in, let it get to your temp, turn your heat off, and just try and maintain that heat. So let's get this grain in here. So as you saw before, I've got about just over 4 kilos of grain. My last beer that I didn't do a video of it, but I did a Imperial Stout, and I had to mash in twice because there was about 8.5 kilos of grain, so that thing was a bloody monster. Get it all in. Get it in. It's a bit doughy. So see all these balls, got these big lumpy balls here? You want to get rid of those. You want to break those bad boys up, because you're going to have a loss of efficiency when you get into your mash later on. See, now we've got a nice consistency. Oops. Don't want to lose that. That's all right. All right. So now we've got a nice little consistency. Just got the pump running through that, and we are maintaining our temperature as well. So our mash in is complete now, and our mash out step has been completed. So that was 68 degrees for 60 minutes, and then we did 76 degrees for 10 minutes. So that's all complete now. We'll get this closed up. For my sparge, I need to sparge with about 10 litres of water. Sorry, 15 litres of water. So I'm just going to slowly drizzle water over the top of my grain bed. And I'm going to do this for about the next 15-20 minutes or so. So I'll come back once the sparge is done and we're getting ready to boil. All right, we're approaching the boil now, so it's just got a couple of degrees to go, and then it should hit that rolling boil that you like to see, get it nice and bubbling. All right, the first hop addition. So we need 10 grams of, oh look at that, bang on the money, 10 grams of Amarillo. So our first hop addition is going to be 10 grams of Amarillo. I don't want to make this beer too bitter. I just want it to just be a nice, a little bit of bitterness, but I want most of it to come from the flavour and the aroma. I want it to be nice and sessionable. It is still winter around here, but it is starting to get a bit warmer. So this is something I want to just be able to drink off tap and have readily available to share with all my friends. So that's starting to boil now. So I'm going to just chuck these in now. So this thing I'm using here is a hop spider. You can also use a thing called a hop sock as well. But basically all it does is it just keeps the hops out of your fresh wort that you're trying to cook there. So there we go. So we're going to let this go for 60 minutes. The hops have to stay in there for 60 minutes. The entire boil duration is also 60 minutes. So those hops will be in there for the maximum time. But what I've also got here is in 50 minutes, I've got a thing called a Werflock tablet. So I'm going to chuck this in with 10 minutes left on the boil. And essentially what this thing will do is it'll just help cool down it helps settle down the clarity of the beer as well. So you have a nice clear fermented wort, or a nice clean wort to put into the fermenter. All right, and here we go. We've got the Werflock tablet, so that's going to go in there. We'll let it do its thing. All right, boil is done. We are finished. So that's gonna just cool down for a little bit. We'll let that go. I'm not going to be fermenting this one straight away with cooling. I'm actually going to chuck it into a cube. So we'll get that cubed up and that will be it. All right, so I've got the Session IPA here. I've got it all in the fermenter. I'm a little bit short on my water levels and my desired gravity. So what I'm doing is I've got it at 18 litres at the moment, and it's currently sitting at about 105.2. I want to try and make this a bit lighter. I want to make this a Session IPA. So I've got to top this up. I've done my calculations, and I've got to top it up with another 5 litres. So 5.4 to be precise. So this is measured out. It should end up around just here somewhere. Perfect. And I also, the yeast I'm using is just take the lid on a bit, US-05. So this is yeast I've collected from another brew. Eventually I will show you guys how to do this. It's pretty easy and it really does save you a bit of money, but basically I've collected the yeast from the bottom of another batch that I've done. So I'll get this in there in a sec. What I'm going to do is just steal a bit of the wort out of the bottom here without spilling it everywhere. Just to help wet this up a bit because it is a bit firm. Alright, now I've got a bit of liquid in there now, so we'll get that in. Always sanitize too, make sure you use plenty of sanitizer. And I forgot to put some liquid in the airlock. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you've learnt something from this. Even if you didn't learn anything, I hope you got a little bit of entertainment out of it. Please keep watching, subscribing, and checking out on my other videos. And also check me out on Instagram as well, @Shuey Brewing. Thanks for watching again. Cheers.